The internet is buzzing again, and this time it is all about the daughter of the late NBA legend Kobe Bryant. New footage has surfaced online, and within hours it spread across social media like wildfire. Clips show her at a private gathering, surrounded by young NBA players laughing, dancing, and enjoying the night. But while many saw it as innocent fun, others immediately jumped to judgments, fueling debates that quickly turned viral. The video first appeared late at night on TikTok before being reposted across Instagram and Twitter. What started as a short, blurry clip quickly became one of the most talked about celebrity news stories of the week. Fans were shocked, critics were loud, and defenders were equally vocal. The question on everyone's mind wasn't just what happened at that party, but what it really says about the pressures of living in the shadow of a legend. The clip itself doesn't show anything scandalous, yet the attention it drew highlights the microscope she lives under. Every laugh, every move, every person she interacts with is being analyzed as if it holds some hidden meaning. For most people her age, a night out is just a night out. But for Kobe Bryant's daughter, it instantly becomes headline news. And what is even more intense, it's the reaction from fans of Kobe, NBA analysts, and even former teammates of the Black Mamba himself. Their comments turned this from just another party video into a cultural discussion. The moment the footage hit mainstream platforms, the reaction was immediate and divided. On one side were fans who felt protective, almost defensive, insisting the young woman should be left alone to live her life without constant scrutiny. On the other side were critics who flooded comment sections with opinions about image, legacy, and responsibility. Twitter became a storm of hot takes within minutes. Some fans wrote, "She's just a kid enjoying herself, stop dragging her name through the mud." Others, however, were harsher. Kobe would never approve of this. She needs to respect the family legacy. The conversation quickly spiraled, transforming a simple party clip into a full-blown cultural argument about expectations placed on the children of famous icons. Sports blogs picked it up next. Headlines exploded across the internet. Kobe Bryant's daughter spotted with NBA players, fans react. A new viral clip raises questions about privacy in celebrity families. Even mainstream media outlets joined in, eager to capitalize on the viral moment, and then came the NBA response. Several of the players in the clip, young rising stars in the league, suddenly found themselves tagged in thousands of comments. Some laughed it off, joking about how they were just having fun, while others stayed silent, likely aware of how quickly stories like this can damage reputations. The most striking reaction came from former NBA legends, who reminded the public that the children of stars deserve space to grow without carrying the impossible weight of their parents' fame. One retired player tweeted, "Let her live. She's not Kobe. She's her own person. Respect that." But even as defenders spoke out, the video kept climbing in views. By the next morning, it had been shared millions of times, with debates raging not only about her but also about the endless pressure that comes with being Kobe Bryant's daughter. As the clip continued to dominate headlines, all eyes turned toward Kobe Bryant's family, particularly Vanessa Bryant. Known for fiercely protecting her daughters from media overexposure, Vanessa has always made it clear that privacy is a top priority. Sources close to the family suggested that the sudden frenzy over this video was exactly the kind of attention she has worked so hard to shield them from behind the scenes. Family, friends described the mood as one of frustration rather than shock. This wasn't some scandal, one insider explained. She was at a party like any other young person. The only difference is that the world treats her like she doesn't get to be normal. The truth is, Kobe Bryant's daughters have been under public watch since the moment they were born. Growing up in the shadow of one of the most iconic athletes of all time comes with both admiration and crushing expectation. Every step outside, every Instagram post, every public appearance is analyzed and dissected. This viral clip was just the latest example of how little room for error or freedom they are allowed. What makes it even more intense is the way fans attach Kobe's legacy to his children's lives. For many, he is more than just an athlete. He is a symbol of discipline, drive, and greatness. But while that legacy is inspiring, it also becomes a cage for those left behind. Kobe's daughter, still so young, is being asked to carry the impossible weight of her father's legend every time she steps out in public. Family members, however, remain united. Supporters close to them say that Vanessa has encouraged her children to focus on education, personal passions, and finding their own path rather than bending to the public's expectations. Still, moments like this show just how difficult that journey will be. And as the debate rages online, another question emerges. Should the public even have the right to demand answers about something as simple as a private night out? The viral spread of this clip has now moved far beyond Kobe Bryant's daughter herself. It has sparked a much bigger conversation about the children of celebrities and the relentless attention they receive from the public. For most young people, a night out with friends is just a small memory. But for the children of icons, those same moments can become front-page news, dissected by millions of strangers online. Social media plays the biggest role in this cycle. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram thrive on short clips that can be uploaded without context. One blurry video, just a few seconds long, can reshape the way millions view someone's entire character. In this case, the clip of Kobe's daughter wasn't scandalous at all, but once it spread, it became a magnet for assumptions and commentary. Experts in media culture have pointed out that the rise of viral celebrity footage has blurred the line between public and private life. Fans who once admired stars from a distance now feel entitled to judge every detail of their children's behavior. Psychologists warn that this kind of pressure can be especially damaging for young people still forming their identities. This is not the first time celebrity kids have gone viral, but what makes this case different is the shadow of Kobe Bryant's legacy. His death left fans across the world deeply protective of his family. But that same protectiveness often turns into harsh criticism when his children do anything that doesn't fit the public's expectations. It creates an impossible standard. They are expected to honor their father's image while also trying to grow into their own people. At the heart of the debate is a difficult question. Is the public protecting them, or is the public trapping them? For many, this viral moment is less about the party itself and more about how we, as a culture, treat the children of legends. As the noise online kept growing, Kobe Bryant's daughter found herself at the center of a storm she never asked for. For days, the video played on loop across platforms, dissected by strangers, debated by sports analysts, and even turned into clickbait by gossip channels. But while millions argued over her, she remained almost completely silent. That silence, however, spoke volumes. Close friends hinted that she was hurt by how quickly people rushed to judgment over something so ordinary. She just wanted a night to be herself, one source shared. She wasn't trying to be in headlines. She didn't ask for the cameras or the judgment. For her, the party wasn't about making statements or chasing attention. It was about being young, laughing, and enjoying life. Things that should be normal. Yet the clip transformed that simple experience into a global controversy. It showed her once again that the world will always tie her name back to Kobe, even in moments that have nothing to do with basketball or legacy. Still, those who know her best say she is stronger than the headlines make her out to be. She has learned resilience from her mother, Vanessa, and continues to focus on school, close friendships, and carving out her own path. Social media may twist narratives, but her inner circle remains protective and loyal, reminding her that she is not defined by viral footage. Interestingly, she has begun to take more control of her image online. Some fans noticed that shortly after the video exploded, she quietly shared a series of positive posts, photos of family, quotes about strength, and glimpses into her own passions outside of the NBA spotlight. It was her way of reminding people that she is more than a clip, more than a headline. and certainly more than a projection of public expectations. And while she may never escape the shadow of her father's fame, she is slowly proving that she can stand in the light on her own terms, while fans and media outlets debated endlessly online. The NBA community itself could not ignore this sudden spotlight. The clip did not just involve Kobe Bryant's daughter, it also featured a handful of young players, some of whom are still working hard to build their reputations in the league. For them, the viral attention came with its own complications. Behind the scenes, insiders say several players were warned by their teams to be mindful of how such footage can look when taken out of context. Even though nothing inappropriate happened in the video, the image of NBA players partying with Kobe Bryant's daughter carried a weight far beyond what the actual moment deserved. Coaches and PR staff reportedly reminded the players that the league watches everything and fans are always ready to judge. Some athletes shrugged it off, posting laughing emojis in response to the viral comments. Others, however, kept completely silent, likely aware that any statement could backfire. One young star, who appeared briefly in the clip, deleted multiple social media posts within 24 hours, a move that fueled even more speculation. Veteran NBA voices also chimed in, urging the younger generation to be careful. A retired player told a podcast audience, "It's not about whether you did anything wrong. It's about perception. And when Kobe's name is attached, the whole world is watching." This scrutiny created a ripple effect. Players who had no connection to the video at all found themselves dragged into conversations online simply because of their ties to Kobe or his family. For a league that carefully protects its image, this was a reminder of how quickly a harmless moment can turn into a public relations problem. And yet, amidst the caution and silence, a few voices inside the league expressed what many fans were already saying, that the situation had been blown out of proportion. She's an adult. She's allowed to have fun. End of story. One player commented anonymously. But in the world of the NBA, where image is everything, the storm was already too big to ignore, as the clip continued to dominate conversations. One theme kept resurfacing: Kobe Bryant's legacy. For millions of fans, Kobe was more than an NBA superstar. He was a symbol of discipline, family devotion, and the Mamba mentality that inspired people far beyond basketball. That legacy, however, now casts a long shadow over his children. The viral footage turned into more than just a party story. It became a debate about what it means to carry Kobe's name. Some fans argued that his daughter should be shielded from judgment, allowed to live her own life without being forced into her father's narrative. Others, however, placed impossible expectations on her, suggesting that her every action should reflect Kobe's values and image. This tension reveals the deeper problem of legacy. When a figure as iconic as Kobe passes, the public often transfers their emotional investment onto the family. It creates a kind of invisible pressure, where normal choices are magnified into statements about honor, respect, or betrayal. For Kobe's daughter, a single video of laughing and dancing was suddenly weighed against the legend of a man who built an empire of hard work and focus. Close family friends insist Kobe would have wanted his children to live freely, not under the microscope. He was known for balancing his relentless drive with a deep love for his family, often reminding the world that being a father was his greatest role. But the internet rarely deals in nuance. In the online arena, every move is judged, every smile or mistake turned into a headline. The result is bittersweet. Kobe's name continues to live on, but his family pays the price of that immortality every time a small moment spirals into a global debate. It is a reminder that while legacies inspire, they can also imprison those left to carry them. And yet, in the middle of this controversy, one thing became clear: people still care deeply about Kobe Bryant and everything connected to him. That love, though complicated, is why this story exploded in the first place.